Disclaimer: everything discussed in this stream is alleged. Everything is based on our opinions. Please do your own research.
Like of putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Crap.
Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? See tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the
Remember, cover it in endangered native plants so that it's illegal to dig them up. Follow for more gardening tips.
I'm shopping at the mall, and one of the hilarious things that I absolutely love about these things going down is the 24 or so women who, some of them actually walked into the store that I was in just to tell me how beautiful I am, while, the entire time, men are so afraid of me. They can't look at me, they look away, they can't smile at me, because they're so freaking afraid of me, because if they should happen to look at me, they might signal that they like me somehow, or that I'm pretty, and that absolutely terrifies the ever-living out of them.
Gay!
And to live out as many hours away from you people as possible and let you enjoy your multiculturalism, diversity, and sodomy.
I'm looking for a white lady that's tattooed and dominant and be willing to put me in a dress and beat the shit out of me. Call me.
911, what's your emergency? Yeah, I think this little Asian girl needs y'all help. I need a little more information. Did she say what's wrong? She didn't say. All she said was, nigga got a popo.
There was trans people back in the day. Yeah, but then Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they made the Holocaust too, and wiped them out during World War III. Yeah, and then Elon Musk in about 2026 came out as a cyborg.
I read the history books.
Yeah, they made a bunch of cyborg robots that gave everyone sloppy.
Right, yeah.
Gluck gluck. They gave everyone gluck gluck. They made,
yeah.
We're gonna go to bed. Okay.
He's going off on, he's doing one of those talks.
And they had quantum computers that bent us over and fucked us type shit.
Yeah.
I miss the trans people. They existed, I swear. Oh. There was.
I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here?
Ugga wugga wigwam. Ugga wugga wigwam.
We were doing it and I whipped this out. Would you still want to continue if I did a little bit of
Jesus Christ! Yes, Pennywise, weird.
1, 2, 3, taking up space! Tamir's in space! Flynn, behind you, look right behind you. It's okay. Leave Flynn up there. Flynn, behind you, look. Flynn, I gotcha. I gotcha, Flynn. Gotcha. Proud of you, Flynn. Flynn, can I get that? Oh, the moon! You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon.
I'm just casually watching video I filmed today and I have so many questions to Portia.
Good morning, Maggie. Oh my goodness. Hi, baby.
Don't forget the one that looks like a Somali pirate.
Which one?
That one.
Right there?
Yes.
I'm the captain now.
When the marquees can stop there. I need to hurry up.
Alright, what's going on?
Can't you even fucking stand still?
What? There are no olives here. There are no olives here. Bring out the olives. Sally! Sally, I don't have anything! Sally, I don't have anything!
What's your favorite thing you just learned?
You know otters?
Yeah.
Little cool-looking otters.
Yeah. What about them?
They like rocks. And they like rocks so much that when they find a rock that they love so much that it's like their favorite rock, they keep it in the little pocket in their
little skin
pocket for life. They keep their favorite rock in their skin pocket forever.
Aw.
That is the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Wow, in your whole life.
Is there anything more amazing than that?
No.
Think about when that otter finds their favorite rock and is like, I'm going to keep this forever. It's almost as if they were given a skin pocket to hold their favorite rock in.
Yeah, maybe they were.
Forever.
In 1860.
But you guys know that Virginia not be in a desert? So if you being dry between your tie, that okay. I would be in having chap in my flap too, but now I'm using lubricant. Cowgirl, more like wow girl. Lubricant is all natural Virginia lube in a tube. No more being dirty like the Oregon Trail. Lubricant making you feel like a snail. Lubricant. You can use a lubricant from your back to your front. And because you're using lubricant down south, it's okay to be and get in your mouth. Lubricant. Oh, hey.
The fuck was that? Oh. What's up, buddy?
Oh my God!
Everybody check on the herd. We ain't dead. It ain't like that last one. You think you can find that thing? That was a long time. Be safe.
Pay paradise to put up
up a parking lot. Big yellow taxi took away my old man. Oh, and it always seemed to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise to put up a parking lot.
Hello, Holly.
Oh, shit. Okay, we're doing the live stream now. Live stream?
Yes, we are.
Live stream going.
Holly, you're not supposed to let people know that you're a Fed. What are you doing? Holly just got off work.
I just got off work. Sorry, informing and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's exactly. So, yeah, just so people are, in case you were wondering, the rumors are true.
Yes, I am a Fed.
We're the third eye. The third eye, though.
We're the third eye, yeah.
Yeah, we got CSIS and the Army and the RCMP.
Yep.
We've really made it. Life is good.
Life is good.
I just wish it would reflect on my bank account.
I know, me too, right? I wish I got $10,000 in a hockey bag.
Me too. Or just a trust fund would be fine, you know, things like that. How are you doing, though?
Oh, tired?
Are you? Me too. I've been, it's been crazy since this JF stuff happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been an interesting ride.
It's been awesome.
It's
been awesome. We've got some new updates on that stuff, which is like, well, God, it's exhausting. JF is very upset right now, just for the people watching. He's pissed off because he feels like he was duped. I just want to be clear. He came on the stream without asking us a fucking question about who we are or what we did. Holly volunteered during the last stream that I was a PI in training, and which is true. I've taken my PI course. I don't have my PI license yet. Not that it's relevant at all to any of this, but apparently JF feels very duped by it. I think JF is just pissed off at himself that he came on the stream and he underestimated the questions we were going to ask him. So there's that.
The wine moms from Alberta.
Right, wine aunties. God, some of the comments are fucking hilarious. Some of them rude. But that's okay. Whatever. I'm gonna tell the good news because I asked permission. I don't know if you saw the email I'd sent, but I did ask permission. I got permission, Holly.
Oh, you got permission?
I got permission to wait till tonight's stream.
Wait.
No, we don't need your bosses.
Okay to go? Okay. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
So this JF investigation's blown up quite big. That Keno Casino had been doing tons and tons of stuff about him. They uploaded a new documentary, or not new, I guess it's old, but they re-uploaded it, which was good. We'll talk about that later. Mm-hmm. But we also got an email the other day from Alex Stein. Or is it Stein? Whatever. Alex Stein 99, yeah. And he asked to interview us, and we said yes. So we did the interview yesterday, and we'll be on the stream. We're not sure if it's this Wednesday or next Wednesday. Holly and I aren't 100% clear. I feel like it's tomorrow. She feels like it's the next Wednesday. Yeah. But either way, it'll be cool. And he's doing a whole stream on JF and the missing Laura case. So it should be great. I'm excited. Yeah, you excited, Holly, or what? Holly, people are picking up that you look like a Fed.
Okay, hold on. I have to put the costume on.
He totally does.
They're actually catching on to the fact that I'm a Fed, so I'm not sure what to do here, guys. Guys, can I get some help?
No, sorry, Kate. You need to put your earpiece away now, Holly. We're just gonna do our job, okay?
Okay, we're gonna be serious now.
Super serious.
Super serious.
Yeah. So the stuff that's come out about JF, because don't forget, we had never heard of him until 2 weeks ago. So it was 3 weeks ago. Like, never heard of the guy. Could have cared less. So when we asked him those questions, like, we knew enough about him to know that he wasn't going to play nice if we were playing hardball. So we just had to ask him questions without playing. Like, I didn't want to actually like press him on any questions, right? Yes, JF. Gariépy. I know it's not Gariépy, but I've now seen it. Yes.
Yeah, because we didn't know anything about it. Rocky just came to me with this missing persons case from Canada, which is something that's near and dear to our hearts. And we were like, oh crap, we could actually maybe look into this. So we started looking into it. And then lo and
First of
behold.
all, we did not. It was Scott. It was Scott. So he's in the chat tonight. You guys can blame Scott. He started it.
Yeah, Scott, you
started it.
Yeah, Scott, you started.
But yeah, so we didn't know. We didn't know. Sorry, Holly, to interrupt you. We didn't know anything.
We didn't know.
And we just did it.
Yeah.
But I do think that the case is getting more attention, and I do hope that we can find the truth one way or another. So definitely check out that Alex Stein's 99. It's not Alex Stein 99. That's just his name on Twitter. Alex Stein show. Either this Wednesday or next Wednesday. I wanted to tell you, Holly, I don't know if you watched those documentaries they did. Did you see any of the stuff they did? It was pretty fucked up.
Well, okay, so when that stream happened and we had that individual show up in our chat, which was totally weird and out of the blue and suspect. Like, we love our audience, but we're a tiny stream. And it's not like we're getting tons and tons of attention. And all of a sudden, this dude shows up in our stream and starts
being combative and an ass.
Being combative and being argumentative and calling us like every stupid name under the book. And then he's like, well, I'll come on your stream and set you guys straight. We're like, okay. We didn't know who this fucking guy was. And then we started looking into it and we're just like, oh my God, do we even want to be associated with this person?
I didn't say that. That never crossed my mind. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I'll be fair. I was like, what the hell? And Rocky was like, absolutely, we're doing this. So,
well, it just he came in like that. He needed it.
Yeah, he came on. We talked to him. We were not going to be combative or debate bro or anything with him because we didn't know anything about his case. We're not internet debaters. We're just ladies who do a live stream on Tuesdays. And I think he underestimated what could happen.
Yeah, he did. He did, and that was great. So if you haven't seen the questions, do go back and watch it because they are good. They're good questions. The only problem is there's a bit of technical issues for the first 8 minutes, but after that, it's all good. It's all smooth sailing. But I did pick up on these two little clips from Kino Casino's Twisted Mind documentary. So it's called Twisted Mind, The Twisted Mind of JF Gariépy. I always say it wrong, but whatever.
Yep. Oh, and shout out to Casino as well. Thank you so much for.
Yeah, we love the casino.
We love the casino.
My favorite thing in the world.
The casino is awesome.
Okay, so yeah, I found these two clips. This one was hilarious. This clip is these guys they're asking him about the 19-year-old girl. Like, I would not repeat this story after every time that he has been asked this story. Like, I would just want to bury that story and I would want to die and hide. But that's not the case for him.
Yeah.
He loves to talk about it.
JF, for the record, the girl that had the low IQ that you banged and fell in love with and everything, how low was it?
I mean, she was brilliant in certain ways. I think I may be one of the only persons who accessed her mind, and there was something really brilliant inside of her, but she was very closed and she was very delayed in her answers. And for most people in our society, they kind of push you for the answer, and she was always pushed by people around her. So she was considered by her family.
Sounds, dude. Worse and worse. Over here.
She was very closed at first, but then I pried her mouth open and got answers out of her.
I went down on her like the syndrome.
She was tight, but she was
retarded.
Okay, after you get brutalized by these guys, you would think he would just shut up about it. That would just be the end of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But it is not. And then that brought us again towards, this is right after that. I really think you guys should go watch it. Twisted Mind of JF Gariépy.
Findings regarding the father's relationship with the child. In a permanent custody order, the trial court made 59 findings of fact. 59! 59 findings of fact that f***ing JF is mentally unfit to take care of his own child and is severely psychologically disturbed. Here, the political position expressed by the father about the violations of rights that occur in family courts against men are completely irrelevant to whether or not he is a fit parent. Also, the father challenges the trial court's finding in which he called the mother and her counsel evil bitches. We find there was sufficient evidence on the record from which the trial court can conclude that the defendant made these statements. So not only did they get all of his...
See, like, he just never knows when to shut up, obviously, but 59 findings. And I'm sorry, but to lose custody of your kid and lose even visitation, that, like, screams volumes to me. Because generally, yeah, the courts do give a harder time, and I will say that, like, they give a harder time to men, and it is a lot of times about money, and it's disgusting, and that shouldn't happen. But it sounds like JF really likes to go to court. He's very litigious.
Well, do you remember what he said about the doctors and the women and the father, the ugly fat women
from the government? Yeah,
the ugly fat women from the government. And I fully expect that we're ugly women.
We are ugly women. It was today. He posted today that we're ugly women who lied about being private investigators and CSIS agents. So whatever.
Look, not a Fed.
No, you're not. You're totally not at all. So I don't know, but you guys should go watch it if you haven't seen it. So also, yeah, Holly did speak. Is this about is about us doing a tag team? We're going to do a threesome soon. Is that what it is?
Yes, we're going to do a threesome soon with my friend Kizza.
In the sex cult. So it's just going to happen. Okay, so we've got sex cult. It's a sex cult, Holly. Jesus. She'll get it straight soon, kids. So we've got that. Holly, we found the court documents that support, that bring up JF's psych exam, right? Would you help us read it?
We've done a little digging.
It's not good. It's not good.
So, public record knowledge that's out there for anyone to read, including us, because we're a Fed and a training PI, CSIS informant type people.
Yeah.
So this was the Jacqueline and Jean-François Court of Appeal from North Carolina. So this is the background: early 2015, mother and father were married. A couple separated approximately 6 months later. 6 months.
Well, he's all about monogamy and, like, really sticking it out.
Finding a good woman. And then, of course, after they were separated, the mother did give birth to his child. So shortly after the child's birth, mother was granted temporary sole physical and legal custody of the child through an ex parte. Trial court entered 2 subsequent temporary custody orders, both of which granted mother sole physical and legal custody of the child, which denied the father visitation.
That doesn't happen easy. Like, you have to be fucked up to actually have that happen, where you get no visitation. For the most part, you have to be fucked up.
Right. Or the courts are very evil and the women against you are fat and ugly. Also, father was ordered to engage in a full-scale evaluation with a court-designated psychologist. Court-designated psychologist who conducted the evaluation of father expressed concern regarding father's serious mental issues, emotional and personal relationship skills, and lack of self-control. In November 2016, based in part on the psychologist's report, the trial court entered a temporary custody order. Then again, March 2017, denied father visitation. This court remains severely concerned over father's mental health status.
We all do, actually. I feel like we all do. B Tim, I just really quick, Holly. I am gonna put your comment up because it's amazing, and we'll get back to it though. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, Holly.
So let's see. Court remains concerned over father's ability to follow procedure associated with supervised visitation, his ability to follow court's orders. Defendant has not adequately addressed his mental health issues since the release of the evaluation.
I don't think he has yet either to this day.
I'm sure they're all just low IQ, fat, ugly women. This court continues to have severe concerns over father's ability to provide a safe and healthy environment for the minor child. Now, did the court understand that he has a 10 out of 10 supermodel, super awesome?
Oh, he didn't have her at that time. He moved on to Laura next after this, I think.
Right. So, of course, he appealed. Court awarded. So then trial courts were vested in broad discretion in child custody matters, Shipman versus Shipman. Substantial evidence in the record support the trial court's findings. Absent a showing of abuse of discretion, the trial court's decision in matters of child custody should not be upset on appeal, stating case law. And then we get to the expert psychological evaluation.
This is nuts. This is nuts. Anybody who's listening to him right now, like, and actually believing the bullshit that's coming out of his mouth, listen to the psych exam and then tell me that he is not, like, you know what? You deserve what you get at this point, but continue on, Holly.
Okay, so this is a psychological evaluation from the court-assigned psychologist. Father brings a number of arguments regarding the report from the psychologist who conducted the court-ordered evaluation of the father. This report has entered into evidence as a temporary custody hearing. In the temporary custody order, the trial court noted a number of recommendations made by the psychologist for the father to follow. Noting in the record shows, father objected to the admission of the report at the custody hearing. Father did not appeal the temporary custody order, which relied upon the report. At the permanent custody hearing, father admitted that he had not complied with any of the recommendations made by the psychologist in the report. Based on its prior order and father's failure to address psychological issues, trial court entered a permanent custody order. Reviewed father's arguments regarding the report, conclude that the trial court did not commit reversible error in regards to the matter pertaining to the report. Essentially, father argues that the report constitutes improperly admitted hearsay and the opinions of the psychologist do not comply with Rule 702 of the Rules of Evidence, stating case law. However, the record shows that the report was offered into evidence at the temporary custody hearing and does not indicate that the father objected to the consideration of the court by the trial court at the hearing. And therefore, any objection to the trial court's consideration of the report at that temporary custody hearing was waived. But more importantly, the report from court psychologist hasn't been moved into evidence. Argument so far is trying to rebut the psychologist's findings, which you asked to keep out, which weren't admitted, that in consideration, it is the temporary custody order of this court and whether they are complied with. Whether those issues identified in the temporary custody order are still a problem for the court, that I need to decide whether they affect the best interests of the child. So essentially, they told him to go get a psych eval, and he actually did go get the psych eval, and we did read those evaluations.
And some of them are on that other one too, like Twisted Mind documentary. They read out in part 2. He's like literally a psychopath. Like he's legally or whatever a psychopath. Like he's been diagnosed.
Well, tendencies, right? So, not 100% full psychopath. Yeah, and you know that when you talk to him, but definitely psychopathic tendencies. And he did on our stream admit that he's able to compartmentalize his emotions.
He does it when he talks about anything. Like he just like, oh, it was too bad. We got a new family now, though.
Yeah, especially that awesome question that you did ask about whether or not he misses her.
I know.
Like, you supposedly loved this person and cared for them so very much, and they were a brilliant mind, and et cetera, but you don't miss them?
No.
You're not sad? You
Well,
didn't...
because he's got a 10 out of 10 supermodel, Holly. Jesus Christ, get with the times. So there's that. I did want to show this really quick, Holly. I'm sorry, I'll go back to it, but
Yeah, I'll pull it down.
B. Tim said this. It's actually very smart. I believe the biggest red flag is what JF said he discussed with his lawyer, which was farm law. The law is for abandonment and allows the husband to sell the property and divorce. And it says, if he did that, did he hold any money in an account to give his wife?
A good question.
Okay, I don't think he would, but he told us. So, like, I wish I would see. Like, he has so many discrepancies in all of his stories all over the internet because he keeps talking about it, not keeping track. He needs a notebook of his lies, but he didn't do that. And so he told us that before Laura left, she physically went into the lawyer's office and signed away her rights to the house, the kids, her life. She said, basically, I'm going to start over. And that was done in person. I don't believe that. I feel like the police would have come out and said, okay, he's definitely not a suspect because, we talked to this lawyer and this did happen or whatever, something, right? But I don't think so. And then if he's saying the stuff that Tim is saying about the farm law, which is it?
It was so interesting because, like, the first couple streams and the casino brings this up, and we've been doing our research. Thank you, casino. But he talks about how he had to deal with lawyers and they're all fat, ugly bitches, and how he had to jump through legal hoops and they don't even know what they're talking about. And so he was able to sell the house. But then on our stream, he talks about how she physically went to the lawyer saying, I'm going to go on this amazing adventure. I'm signing everything over to you. What is it? What's the story?
There's never going to be the truth. Well, the true story will eventually come out, like on a Dateline edition.
Yeah.
But I do think it's bullshit. And I don't think, and the other thing is, like, he couldn't have had her. First of all, he didn't even report her missing. He's definitely not going to be able to get her, get a certificate of death, or, what do they call that? Classified as death? When you go to the court and you're like, somebody's been gone.
Yeah, you
do. Well, you all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we all know what you're talking about. But, like,
get them declared dead.
Legally deceased or what have you until proof of life is
It's only been 2 years. There's zero chance. Like, we had those little boys that we were talking about the other day that the mom had to wait, I think it was 12 years before the courts would say that they were deceased. So, like, there's no way that happened. So he couldn't have done it based on that.
Yeah.
But if anybody knows, that'd be great to find out.
So I think in the footnotes, this was my favorite part. And I think this is the way to win the courts over to your side and get them to give you what you want. So here, the political position expressed by the father about the violations of rights that occur in family courts against men are completely irrelevant to whether or not he is a fit parent. Also, father challenges the trial court's finding that he called the mother and the counsel evil bitches. We find that there was significant evidence in the record from which the trial court could conclude that the defendant made these statements.
Yeah, because he did it online because he's an idiot. He did it online. He did it probably on multiple channels, on multiple streams. Like, holy shit, man. You're like, okay, yeah, you might be great at getting rid of a body, but you're a terrible fucking criminal. Like, really, like, terrible. It is terrible. So
I was waiting. I'm surprised it took so long for us to be called fat, ugly bitches.
Oh, Kitty, catch up, Holly. I have been called this for quite some time. I'm actually, this is not my first rodeo. So I'm okay. I'm getting over it.
I'm just hoping that that she gets found or laid to rest.
So everybody that's watching, this is the person who's responsible for all of this.
Yeah.
Scott.
You
did it. So be careful with his comments because sometimes they can cause problems.
Yeah, if he offers you a rabbit hole, do not go down it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's a dumb guy with a good memory, but his memory didn't last very long. He can't keep his lies straight.
I would say the opposite. Like he's very intelligent. He's very book smart, because you can't get a PhD without having some sort of level of intelligence. But his memory,
he's watching right now. He probably just had an orgasm. You called him.
Oh, he's very high IQ.
He's very narcissistic too. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I don't like the guy. Obviously, at all. I don't like the way he talked about her.
The court ruled you call women evil bitches.
I know, it's unfortunate. But you know what's weird to me too, if you think about it, the way he's handled, and it's probably, thank God, probably good for his child that's out there that doesn't have contact with him. But again, just carries on, and he's just going to recreate or breed, right? And he's just going to recreate a new family. I don't know. Carrying that would be too much heartache to be carrying around and acting all cocky, if that was real. Yes, thank you. Yeah, the things he thinks are fucking really wrong. But I don't know. I don't understand. So you guys have all watched it before for years. How did that come to be where he got such a big following? Because I don't get it at all. I've watched a lot of Losers, and I followed Losers before, where I'm like, oh, they're awesome, and later look back and what was I doing? But there's nothing to me when I'm seeing out there that's very appealing about the guy.
Well, the casino guys did cover that in their part 1 and part 2, where they talked about how he grew a huge following based on being an edgy guy and courting the alt-right and courting the white supremes, right? And then he started censoring his channel and completely went hardcore leftists when it came to censorship and not talking about topics that were terms of service and stuff like that. So not very edgy to be censoring people that are talking about certain topics, right? Oh, and here's our casino friends.
So much reminder. Yes. Well, it's true. It's true. He's
there you go.
Whatever. I mean, we did watch the casino. I mean, they're pretty loud. We're older. They're louder. They're loud, but they do have they're quite funny, and their impressions are funny of people and stuff. So that part was good. So I could see why they have such a fan base. Plus, they've got it's a lot of excitement on their stream. But JF's, it's basically listening to him talk.
Oh yeah, see the Gariépy hustle was stronger when the woke left had more power. It just feels like he was a tryhard.
It was. We fell into the whole diagonal. We can't listen. We're retarded too. We fell into it.
Yeah, well, we're retarded.
We are low IQ.
We're low IQ. Or we're just
there we go. Yeah, we're low IQ. We've gone up to evil bitch.
And I do agree, his French accent needs to work.
Oh, but it's so funny though. It is funny. I mean, all of those are. Everybody seems to do it. I feel like. So that's the news with that. And again, check out Alex Stein's show. Check it out tomorrow, just in case. But then for sure next Wednesday he's going to do a whole big thing. He was going to try and get JF on, but I don't think that's good. I don't think that happened. I did send an email saying to let us know if it was fine.
Did you watch the debates that Stein had with JF?
Pardon?
Did you watch the debates that Alex Stein had with JF back in the day?
No, I didn't want to watch it before my interview because I just didn't want to have I've seen Alex Stein's shows back during COVID. I used to think they were hilarious during COVID and stuff, and right around January 6th too. I think I was watching him a lot, but I never watched his debates with JF, and I didn't want to watch it before I interview because I just didn't. I don't know. Sometimes I like going in blind.
We go in blind to a lot of stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. We were trying to. I know some people were disappointed that we didn't press him, but he was going to leave if we pressed him.
Well, and okay, from me, I'm not a internet debate bro. I can't do that.
I'm a bitch, though. I get
It's not
mad
in
and
my
I get
nature.
bitchy.
Well, we get mad and we get bitchy and we get snarky, and that wasn't going to get what we wanted out of it. So there was a lot of patience.
There was a lot of eye
A
roll.
lot of tongue biting. And we had a drinking game going on while we were meeting with him. So
we agree. I agree. Anyways, I don't know. And it'll be interesting to find out what Alex thinks about. He didn't exactly tell us his full theory, so he'll tell us on Wednesday.
well, he told us enough.
Yeah. We're not on Team Holly.
Yep. Alex Stein and
Holly,
I.
but that's okay. So there's I don't think there's anything else to say about this loser. Is there really? If anybody knows anything, just I don't know. You're welcome to send us an email. Our email is we'll post it. But if anybody has any more information, because we've gotten some good information through the emails, and we appreciate it. And if anybody actually knows where Laura is, just I don't know, call the police. Let it be known if Laura is alive and out there and watching and just hiding from him. I mean, this is like probably the best revenge you could get on him. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she's just mad and never gonna come out of hiding. But you should just if she is alive, come out and let people know. Just for your kids' sake, even the kids need to know the truth. Kids deserve the answers, and unfortunately, the real Alberta Housewives probably aren't going to drop it because we're a little obsessive. So it'd be just easier for everyone involved if the truth would just come out sooner. Yes, I've seen that. Yeah, it's disappointing. Totally disappointing. Okay, so Holly, do you want to talk about the stinky vaginas in space?
Well, yeah.
That's all I
I wanted to do something light as well because the last two streams have been really stressful.
Okay, hold on really quick. The sausages. Somebody brought up the sausages and it's really haunting me. Does anybody here watching know the sausage story? Did he make sausages?
Yeah, before we talk
Right
about
after?
big rockets, we want to talk about sausages.
We're in a sex cult, so yeah. Because I don't know the sausage story. I need to know the story.
Yeah. You know what we need to do? We need to actually go
The
on
big stinky vagina trip to space.
Yes. We need to actually sit down and talk to the casino guys. Like, one, to say thank you for having our backs and all that. But then like dig even deeper into the lore of everything. Because the thing I'm most curious about is how it went down. Like, I don't want to watch 20,000 hours of streams to watch what happened when she did go missing and what he was saying at that time and all that stuff. And I know the casino guys have like,
even if they don't, like the guys did say that they don't really want to talk about it anymore, but I do notice that you guys can't really stop either. So if you don't want to have do a cross stream with us, that's fine. But just maybe you could send us the link to like the actual most real
moment
reaction of him right closest to the date of when she left. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right.
Has anyone answered the sausage question? And I've got the thing scrolling on the bottom there, the RHO Alberta at gmail.com. If you want to send us something anonymously.
Let
us know about the
sausage email. Yeah. But this one, he left the island. He says he left the island. He says he's moved to Alberta. But again, his description of Alberta was bullshit. Yeah, it was very much as if somebody went to Wikipedia and they're like, Alberta. And then he just started I don't know. He drove through Alberta at one point, but I think he is in, my guess is Manitoba. Just based on okay, I'll look that one up. Thank you. Yeah, we'll get it sorted. We did go and find that one. Okay. I will go look again.
It's a lot. It's a lot for people who don't know any of the backstory or the lore, and to go back through years and years of streams, and it makes your brain hurt. And I don't know if I really care that much about this dude. I care about her and making sure that her kids actually get some closure or get their mother back. Because, like we were saying,
well,
the
I mean, they
stream,
should. If they're living with a murderer, that's kind of a big deal. Like,
well, they do have the 10 out of 10 supermodel from Alberta.
My thing keeps glitching out, but that's okay. But Holly, let's talk about the space vaginas. Smelly space vaginas.
All right. So we're moving off of JF now because we don't want to talk about that anymore.
There's bigger news, guys. The smelly space vaginas.
Thank you, Kino Casino people and everyone who's interested in that for stopping by today. We really do appreciate it. And this is the normal shit that we talk about.
And we do have another weirdo that's Canadian. We have another Canadian weirdo we're going to talk about after this. He's also in Montreal. I'm not actually obsessed with Montreal weirdos, but there sure is a lot of them over there, isn't there?
It just seems to breed weirdos. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm sure you guys saw in the news today that a large rocket took off in a space that looked a lot like a Johnson.
It was a huge dick with a bunch of vaginas inside of it.
With a bunch of smelly vaginas. And okay, tell me if you think that this is actual real footage, because I don't.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, command engine start, 2, 1, ignition. Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower. Flight. 6,000 feet climbing. Begin throttle down for Q limiting. Engine response looks good. Max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. Mach 1, vehicle is supersonic. Engine back up to full throttle.
Supersonic, we have passed through max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. That's when the stresses between the atmosphere and the speed are at their maximum. So to punch through that is so important. You see the BE3 engines is firing beautifully. You see the stream of steam behind it.
The stream of steam. That was such bullshit. It's embarrassing. And I have to just really quick, Holly, before you get into your thing, I need to show you something. Because it reminded me of just that one video. Hold on really quick.
Of a big rocket? Did it look like...
Hold on a second here, my Holly Polly.
Are you looking for it?
I got it. Is it showing on you?
Yep.
Colonel, look at this radar. What is it, son? I don't know, sir. But it looks like a giant dick.
Yeah.
Take a look at us, starboard. Oh my God! It looks like a huge.
Pecker!
Oh yeah.
Wait, that's not like this pecker. It looks like someone's.
Private! We have reports of an unidentified flying object. It has a long, smooth shaft, complete with two balls.
What is that? That looks just like an enormous tank. Pay attention.
I was distracted by that enormous flying...
Willie. Yeah. What's that? Wow, it looks like a giant.
Johnson. Yes, sir. Get on the horn to British intelligence and let them know about this.
You get the point. Get the point. They're like fucking mocking us in the most disrespectful way, and it's so obvious.
Are you talking about the wiener in space full of vaginas?
Do you know what it reminded me of?
I was hoping you were on that part right now.
Do you know what it reminded me of, and something that we haven't seen in a while?
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body.
It always gets me so distracted.
Having hot flashes there, Rock?
So wet floor sign in here. I'm just joking. So how are you doing, Johnny? Nice to see you.
I'm good. Right now I'm waiting for my wax to melt. I'm going to make one quick batch before the weekend. I have a swap meet this weekend. So
Nice. You should be making some cock candles. Make some cock candles or some SpaceX candles.
Rocket candles.
I've looked at phallic looking molds, but I'm just not really interested in making dick candles.
Then don't make them outer space candles and sell them like that.
Make space candles.
Outer space.
So then, for some reason, the dick popped its head off, and the head came back to the planet.
Oh God!
Tell me, okay. The CGI. I used to play Mass Effect. The CGI in that video game is better than what they're trying to pass off here.
Oh, there it is.
Was that a Kardashian? Was there a Kardashian there?
All the ladies.
Oh my God!
I don't know if it was a Kardashian. I think it was all B list celebrities.
Wait, that wasn't Chris.
Watching?
Wait,
Maybe
play that
watching.
again.
Okay, hold on.
So there it is.
Well, it's Chloe, isn't it?
Yeah, it was Chloe. I thought Chris was next to her.
They all look the same. They're all getting so much plastic surgery.
They got that like thing going on. Lift and tuck and nip and.
Yes, sorry about that. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. So what happened with that I don't believe it. Can I just ask a question here? I want to play Captain Obvious for a second. So we just had some astronauts go out to outer space, right? And there was a problem with the fucking spaceship or whatever. And they got stranded there for almost 9 months.
9 months.
And then 2 weeks later, we're gonna send a bunch of bitches out to space, like as if there's no predictable problems that could happen. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, hear me out.
How does that
10 minutes into space?
Did you see what women went to space, and maybe they kind of wanted them to be up there off the planet?
I only knew who Gail, the lesbian lover of Oprah, is, and Katy Perry. I don't know who the rest were.
I only knew who Katy Perry was, and I was just like, this bitch is not going into space. This did not happen. Like the pictures,
They look
the photo ops
perfect,
and
dude.
stuff.
They look perfect.
Yeah.
No makeup. Yes, nothing. Bullshit.
Yep.
Bullshit.
So they're up in space. So women.
What's that line from Californication?
Yeah.
It's like
made
space
in a
may
Hollywood
be the final frontier, but it was made in a Hollywood basement.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, ladies,
Anthony Kiedis had it right.
I
didn't believe that shit for a while.
Holly.
Like I thought that was silly. I was like, no way, we've been to space. But now the more I think about it, and especially seeing that shit, like the whole spectacle of that, that was terrible. That was terrible. That was like a super shitty movie.
So
like an Orlando Bloom movie.
What's the first thing that you do, ladies, when you go into space?
Well, not my hair and makeup because it's perfect. First of all, I bring out a little flower. I bring out a flower that was definitely held tight in my tiny little like space jumpsuit. That definitely didn't get like crushed at all during like all of the pressure of going out to outer space.
Of going supersonic.
Yeah, no, you don't. That didn't bother my flower. My flower is still perfectly intact. And then I pull out a stuffed animal because I definitely brought one of those.
Of course. And then you take
I don't
selfies. I'm not going to play the
yeah,
whole thing.
And you take a ton of selfies? Like, oh my God.
And then you talk and you just prove to everyone that the moon's real and the earth is round and nobody needs to
William
look at it.
Shatner went to outer space, and I don't think there were any pictures.
Did he, though?
William Shatner went before her.
I just don't believe anybody did.
Why isn't that such a spectacle? What I want to know is what's going on now that they have us looking at a bunch of fucking celebia twats.
Well, here, now
going
you
into outer space.
You have to understand why we did this, guys. Why we did this as women.
To me, it's such a reminder about how we need to do better, be better. Do better, be better human beings.
And what do you mean by that?
Processing. Well, it's so nasty and so vitriolic nowadays. And I mean, if everybody could experience that peace that we had up there and the kindness and what it takes to do what we did, all the people that it took to get us up there and get us back safely, I'll never, ever, ever forget. And
what a bunch of shit. Do better.
They could have gone skydiving because that was like way more exhilarating than watching
and more real.
Yeah.
What a bunch! I don't like it. I don't like being patronized by these cunts. I really actually pisses. I feel like it makes me feel angry. Like,
Okay, so final one. This is going to piss everyone off as much as it pissed off me.
Okay,
I hope.
It is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, trust, and this whole journey is not just about going to space. It's the training, it's the team, it's the whole thing. I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, different tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process. This is up there because what you're doing is you're like really finding the love for yourself, because you got to trust in yourself on this.
Yeah, I can't do the whole thing.
No, because they're all
training. Training? What training?
Well, they had to do training because you have to learn how to not like throw up when you're going out to outer space. Holy Jesus.
Okay, it takes 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's after everything else. It takes 2 years, and they go in the
Well, now they just got a crash course, man.
No, I think she described, to be honestly, when she's like, it's surrender. It's all. I'm like, you're describing the last time I did blow and had an orgasm. Honestly. Like it was. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm like, yes. I mean, that was years ago, just for people who were watching. Not a problem. Relax.
Yeah, she goes on and talking about it's the only thing you can do to get in touch with your divine feminine.
Yeah, no, there's other ways, actually.
There's other ways.
No.
They're all rocket shaped, but I mean, there are other ways.
It involves dicks.
Yeah, I mean, like, get a good dick, guys. You don't need to
I
pretend.
do highly recommend jumping out of a plane.
Right. Well, I'm not doing it because I'm scared of heights.
And because I agree with her on the fact of like, it is surrender, and like you have to trust that these people are going to be able to take care of you. But that's a real thing, not a movie.
No, I'm good. I'm good without trusting people. Actually, I've seen humanity, and I think, you know what? I'm okay without it. I'm okay.
You gotta trust anyway, man. You gotta trust anyway. I get it that like we're all scarred and we have different fucking shitloads of baggage, but you gotta keep trying. You keep trying, right? You get up every day and you do it again, even if yesterday was the shittiest day ever. You still do it anyway. You gotta do it. That's real life.
They did. No. Well, it is. But I mean, I mean, listen, Shani, I know that. And I do trust some people. Okay. Relax. I do. I just don't believe that these guys went to space.
I'm just trying to be positive, Rob.
You're so positive. You're so positive. It's so sweet. And it makes me feel like I'm an asshole. But I'm joking. I do trust some people. And it's almost always the wrong people. Not you guys. You're not included in that. But what about terrible set, terrible costume, like their hair? How do you go to outer space? Okay, first of all, would your eyes, at the very minimum, not water? you would have a little makeup. You'd have to have a little makeup smear, even a little
You'd have to have
switch or
the
something.
tear streaks or something. Like there's
From like going
there's
like that.
certain things you have to do
So
when
do
you're
they really go? Do they have them in like? They just go to like the outer atmosphere, just like right above Earth, or what? Is it really space, or is it just really fucking high in the sky?
I
like
love you.
The theory behind what it's actually, if it were real.
It's girls taking up space. They're saying they went to space, but it's not real. None of it's real.
Yeah, but with the other people, like there's got to be, you know, even if it's fake, there's got to be a plan. Like,
oh, I'm sure there was.
William
I'm sure there is.
Shatner went up into fucking space.
I think
So, like,
you know what we need.
what-
We need a normie. We do. We should have a normie come on once a week who hasn't like talked to us at all and doesn't even watch our stream and come on and give us the normie take of it. Just the normie version of what they're taking in, because we would understand.
The older women, if they had dentures, they'd choke on them because the G-force would force them back into their throat.
Yes, that's what she said.
And when
can you imagine those fake titties?
Yeah, like how do you know how do they know that one of those wouldn't burst? I mean, what kind of but you know what? I did do some more research because I thought, well, I have to laugh about this. I'm like, okay, I'm sure that the government
airbag deflate.
Well, I think the government's probably trying to justify money to Space Force, right? Like by you know, we're seeing a lot of space action. So I looked it up and it said that the U.S. government committed to, I think it's 28.5 billion. Where the fuck is the paper? 28.5 billion. Oh yeah, but it's down 800 million than the requested amount. That is like, okay, 28.5 billion.
Space Force?
Yeah, that's what your guys' government gave them. So they got $28.5 billion, but the government's like, ask high, get low, right? Like they had this little negotiation. Well, we wanted 800 million more, but we just didn't give it to them. That is, to me, the difference between, okay, Holly, I want $30, and you say, I only have 29. Like, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like the dollar difference, like it really is nothing. So yeah, so 28 billion went to Space Force from your government, Shawnee. So I think they're doing all this stuff to help justify it, which is probably why Elon's so excited.
Well, what's going to come next, because they're all a bunch of sci-fi dorks, what's going to come next, there's this book that I was reading recently, actually, and this happens after the War of the Earth. It's called Red Rising, and it's like 700 years or more after Earth. And like they're going to terraform planets and ship people off to different planets. Like Mars was the planet where they shipped all the Irish and the fucking Scottish, and they were miners and poor as shit. That's where this whole thing is going to come in, that dystopian thing. Then they're just going to stuff us in camps
on different planets.
On different planets.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I hope we don't have to go on the same one as some of the other assholes we've talked about before. It'll be awkward.
I don't think some of those people would make it.
I probably, I'm not going to lie, wouldn't make it. Yeah. Skynet Night. No. Okay. Well, it's all just sleep. See, I didn't know that. I just assumed it was to go to space. Listen, I live in Canada. I don't actually pay attention that much.
Is he talking about the rods of God? I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
God rods?
Yeah.
I know what you guys are talking about.
Back in the day, Reagan was talking about space lasers, like the Iron Dome, but it would be lasers in space that would shoot down intercontinental missiles that were coming our way or what have you, and they'd have these space lasers that would shoot stuff down. I remember that when they were talking about it back in the day. That was like Reagan era. So are you telling me that they don't have that now, or they have it and they're slowly releasing it to us now because it feels like
we do have space lasers. We're seeing it during the fires.
What if
True.
they already have a colony on Mars?
I just don't think we've been there. I don't think we've been there. I mean, I love the imagination you have. I just don't think it's realistic. I think.
Hey, you gotta. I'm having a hard time letting go of that outer space thing because even though I don't want to go to outer space, I still want to think that it's there. I want to think about aliens and fucking like hurry up and come, guys. Like, come fix this. I don't know. I do want to think.
This is a good question. Where are the sexy aliens?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody with a higher IQ than us. So maybe JF will have some direction for you on that.
Those ones are the Nordic aliens.
The Nordic aliens.
Nordic aliens or the
space Vikings.
Pleiadians. Yes, space Vikings.
I think the closest thing we have to aliens, honestly, is like the ocean, the jellyfish and the weird fucking things like that. They freak me out.
Right.
Could you imagine, like, there's like so much of the ocean that has not been explored. They have no fucking clue what's in there.
Fuck you.
Alien potatoes?
Yes, well, they. I know a few actually of those. I'm gonna be honest. No, it would be crazy.
An alien potato?
Oh
Here we
God,
go.
Jarna, you've missed 2 weeks.
Sorry. It's a cold.
I can't tell you. It's a
They're
sex
Diagonal.
cult. Scott, it's a sex cult. Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
see, Scott's on my side.
Well, Scott, good to know. Good to know, Scott. We'll talk
They
later.
got a movie called Gay N-Words from
Gay
Outer
niggers
Space.
from outer space. You can say it. It's the name of it. Fine. Relax. We're all adults here. Yes.
And Space Jews.
Yes.
Space Jews. I haven't watched either of them, but I did see that. He wishes. He wishes. He said he didn't actually. We asked him last week.
We did ask him point blank if he was gay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
the
said
guy
no.
from last week?
Yeah, he denied it.
Oh, whatever. No. Men like that have to be gay because they treat women so fucking shitty that they have to be closet gay. They probably like a finger in their ass or maybe
Oh, it's always
like a
more than a
power
finger. It's
bottom.
more than a finger. Let's be realistic here. They're dirty, 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 dirty. I've met.
Haven't you heard that? That's like a trend now, that men that treat women badly repeatedly are just gay. They're closeted.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
Go
I can
look for the trend on TikTok, and then that now that we said that, it's gonna pop up in your feed.
What's gonna pop up in our feed? Some dirty shit.
About dudes being gay that are shitty to women.
Yeah, the closeted one. I could see it. Actually. Most like the biggest fucker that I ever dated. He was like all about his ass. Loved it. Anything to do with it. It was awful. It was awful. But he was the biggest prick I ever dated, and so I could see it. They've got some sort of like hidden like things.
My ex that went to prison told me one time, I think he never said it outright, but he was just like, it's not gay if you don't come. And I was like, what? He's like, well, I was in prison. I'm like, so you let somebody suck your dick?
I would have been like, see, you went right to dick sucking. I went right to anal sex. Like, you're ended.
Yeah, I didn't go
Holly.
to sucking. I went to
Holly, ask me.
Yes.
Ask me. Are you?
We did. We were talking about doing a Mark Carney stream. Kizza is actually in the UK.
Okay.
And what lived in the UK when Carney was doing the Brexit thing and destroying their the UK pound. So he's got a lot of insight into where Carney comes from.
Yeah, let's do that, you guys. Yeah, it's because it's election week coming up too. So that
Carney is that paid stooge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
He's our appointed prime minister right now.
Oh, he's your Kamala Harris. Right?
No, because people actually voted for Kamala.
Well,
yeah,
they
we didn't
did,
vote. Like
but
this
they
guy was put
didn't.
in. Yeah. Hey, guys, we gotta move on. We gotta move on to Mark Miller. We gotta move on to Robert Miller before we run out of time.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay, Holly, Shawnee. I'm sorry. You got to learn about we've got our own Jeffrey Epstein here.
Oh.
I'm really proud of it. Okay, it's actually a really big deal.
You're proud of it.
We're not. We
Really
always
big
have such
deal.
everything with the U.S. We always have the Temu knockoff version. It's every time, including with our Epstein. So, so Robert Miller. He's 81 years old right now. He was the founder of Future Electronics, and he's like, so in Canada, he's like a super billionaire. Well, it's 2.8 billion, I guess, is what he has. But that's huge in Canada.
That's
so
huge
he's one of the richest guys. And I just want to say there was I had a friend who did a lot of research because it was very hard to find. It was really hard to find Robert Miller's nationality. And I'm not saying, listen, relax to everybody who's going to be like, oh my God, just being anti-Semitic. I'm not. I just want to point out that he is Jewish and he goes to great lengths to hide his nationality. Listen, I'm telling you, he's our Jeffrey Epstein, okay? But he is Jewish. And anyways, he so recently, as in May of last year, he was all of a sudden charged for sexual assault of 21 women. Sexual assault, obtaining sexual services for consideration, procuring sexual exploitation, inducing prostitution, sexual interference, and sexual intercourse with a minor. So it's 21 women. But don't worry, guys. Everybody relax. He's on house arrest, okay, or bail. And he's a reclusive billionaire, so I'm sure that's really been hard for him. He's so reclusive that it's almost impossible. I found 2 pictures of him on the internet. I cannot find any more. So he's had it's weird how private this guy is. Oh, and he looks like he's wearing a fucking rubber mask in that picture to me.
He looks like Gary Busey and Stewart from Mad TV.
Oh my God,
he totally does. He does. Yeah, so he's super hidden, but so he gets charged with this stuff last year, okay? And he's out on bail. Well, guys, the saddest thing has ever happened. The saddest thing, if you can imagine. This poor man, I guess, had been diagnosed in 1996 with Parkinson's disease. Well, it didn't kick in until after his charges. So, you know it, what are the odds? So Parkinson's just got super bad all of a sudden. So they keep putting off the trial. And actually, May 7th of this year, the defense is planning to file a motion to have the cases dismissed, which is disgusting because it's another fucking creepy pedo who's going to get away with it. So in looking into him, he has 2 private jets, and this is interesting. All the data has been removed from the public databases from his private jets.
Yes.
So again, we've got Big Brother covering up for these fucking pedophiles, but so there is another, in case these charges don't go through, there is a class action lawsuit. 51 women have come forward saying they were minors that were abused by him. But the law firm speculates it could be in the hundreds, the number of women. So they have done this, but he's really sick, guys, so he can't go to court. But he has been able to appeal this class action lawsuit. He just got that appeal pushed through. So, anyways, my point is we've had this guy, but get this. This is what I don't understand about this situation. So, yes, he's a billionaire. Yes, he's paid people off in the past. But how in the fuck did this happen? Jarde, your U.S. guys are involved in this one. In 1999, the FBI partnered with the RCMP to do a big investigation into him and his Futures Electronics. Yeah, see there, he looks pretty red. He looks like
interesting.
They partnered to do a fraud investigation on this guy in Future Electronics. They raided his home. Both the FBI and the RCMP raided this fucking guy's home. They did not find we have 2 of the biggest agencies, and they're going to do a raid on this guy's home. They're not going to find out he's a pedophile. Are you kidding me? I don't believe it. His wife is the one who called the private investigator in 2006 because she found DVDs that were
VHS.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
VHS.
God.
of child porn. Well, VHS was still around in the 90s, still around in the 80s. I don't believe that the RCMP in 1999 raided that family home and didn't find anything. So I think it was covered up. I think people paid him. I think that he's been paying people off for a long fucking time. And he's going to, you guys, let's just be predictive here. He's going to die. He's going to die in the next year or two. His sons are going to end up paying off a little bit of money. Maybe, $500,000 or whatever. Maybe even $1 million or $2 million, right? To these women who have, been molested by this creep.
Mm-hmm.
But again, nothing's coming from it. And I'm so fucking tired of this. What is going on with our authorities that these men are allowed to do this, and women? There's a lot of fucking female predators out there right now, and not actually be held to account. I don't give a shit how much money you have. If you're a diddler, well, I feel like the death penalty needs to be brought back, but that won't happen. So I just don't understand how he got away with it. Oh, and his house. This other thing, the house he bought was Charles Bronfman's house in 1984. He bought that house in Montreal. So he's good friends with them. And Bronfman, he was with that, which cult was that? The
NXIVM?
Yeah, NXIVM sex cult.
What? He bought the NXIVM.
Yeah, it's not as cool. Yeah,
Well,
so like they're all working
connection.
together. Yeah, there is. But we will never find out if he was actually connected to Epstein. I guarantee you his flight logs would have shown.
Oh, they'll try like hell not to make that connection.
It's already gone. We'll never be able to find it.
Yep.
Well, unless your guys
somebody can find it. Some hacker can find that shit.
Well, hackers, if you're watching, go ahead and find it, please. We'd love to see it.
Well,
no, I think the truth should come out.
Kiwi Farms just hacked 4chan. So
what?
Really?
Yeah, it came out today.
Why?
4chan was hacked, and it was someone on Kiwi Farms that actually did it. So,
but why?
I don't know.
Probably because they were bored.
Yeah, hackers
wanted to see if they could do it.
Why don't they hack something fun and like give everybody money? Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be fun. Instead of, like in Fight Club, instead of blowing up what you call it? What's that? The stock market area and all the creditors. Instead of blowing them up, just fucking give us all their money. Give us all our money back. Get into the IRS and give us our fucking taxes back. That'd be great.
I'd like more than that, though. Actually, I'd like you to steal some money. I would like some of that SpaceX money.
Yeah.
What?
You don't want to go to space and take up space?
I could buy
I could fake out a video.
I can make candles like all the time if I had that kind of money. I could be my own boss. Speaking of which, I actually am pretty excited. I'm gonna have there's one of the stores looking at buying wholesale up here of my stuff. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
And then I talking to a lady about get my stuff into a co-op too, and another craft store. And I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but I'm going to be in a magazine.
Oh, you did get the pinup thing?
No.
Well,
this is something else. One of my craft show friends nominated me for something like stories that inspire. And
you mentioned that.
Oh, did I? I couldn't remember if I did or not. But yeah, so
they're going to put you in. When is that?
I hope it comes out on Monday because that's my 9 years clean. So like that would be fucking perfect if that's the day that it came out. But they said within 3 or 4 days, and that was a few days ago. So I don't know.
That's cool.
They'll email me.
Well, you
but it's a Minnesota
magazine.
magazine.
Get it.
I will. I'll share it on Facebook.
Yeah. Awesome. That's so good. I got to finish this Miller thing really quick, Holly. You're Sean.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm almost
Sorry,
done.
I squirreled.
Okay. So I did get this clip from the W5 thing from Miller. This dirty asshole. He had a bathtub made and he paid for it to be put into a hotel. Yeah. So I'm just going to play this clip about the hotel. The fuck tub is what the hotel security called it.
Ew.
So gross.
Yeah, they're really.
My name's Don Luprat, and I was the director of security for the Intercontinental Hotel in Montreal. We're responsible for the safety and security of our guests and our employees.
Today, she's returning to the Intercontinental Hotel for the first time in years. She takes us inside this suite, room 2520. It triggers some uncomfortable memories.
Still the same. There's the tub. There's the famous tub. It's disgusting how we used to describe this tub.
What did you use to describe it as?
Well, it's pretty vulgar. It's called the fuck tub. I was just hoping that one of the girls would be crying or something so I could say, "Can I help you?" Just anything. So we're in room 2520. This room was rented by a man by the name of Robert Miller.
This is back in 1999, 7 years before what John Westlake witnessed at the houses on Olivier Avenue.
Mr. Miller would stay in this hotel in a week, like say out of 7 days, 4 to 5 days. He never spent the night. Never spent the night. He didn't sleep overnight here.
A hotel room rented year-round and located 15 minutes from his Westmount mansion.
Why would somebody be staying in our hotel like day in, day out, never staying overnight, and renting a room that lives here in Montreal? Like, it's mind-boggling. So I wanted to find out.
In a written statement, Miller's lawyer says the businessman stayed at the hotel to rest and that he had the tub modified because of his illness.
Mr. Miller wanted a big, huge bathtub installed in the bathroom. So he had that installed. He picked it out. Our chief engineer at the time installed it. He paid for it.
Donna Lupret says she began hearing troubling stories from her employees.
My team that worked at night would report to me, "Donna, it's terrible. These girls are so young." So what are you talking about?
She was told they saw young women regularly heading up to the 25th floor.
And how often were there girls? How many girls and how old?
I couldn't tell you how many girls a night. I couldn't tell you that.
But more than one?
Yes. I personally seen some of them. Young girls. Basically all the same. Tiny, small, young, dark hairs, most of them. Very pretty little girls.
Sick fuck. So he's doing this. It's just disgusting. But the thing is, it gets so Brian Dawson actually he did sort of a way better deep dive than W5 did. Like I always feel like these mainstream ones, of course, are trying to, they're making a big deal of it on show, but it's not actually a big deal. They don't give a fuck. Brian Dawson said that the youngest girl was actually 11. The youngest girl was 11, and he. You've got it, Holly. We don't have to watch it all, but I mean, I think Brian Dawson's is pretty good. I think we should watch a few minutes of it.
Yeah, I've got it at 11 minutes, like you said.
12 minutes, basically. Sorry. 12 minutes, he starts talking. So I put all the links to everything we're showing. Most of the links are in the description of the stream. So you'll be able to see it.
It's giving me an ad.
You gotta care, dude. It's okay. Shawnee,
it's the best survival game ever made.
This is the aircraft carrier shelter you see.
Future Electronics. And they made high-end, microchips and things like that. And what Robert Miller had a fetish for young women. And you know what it is? Girls, anyway. And he had a network. Mm-hmm. And what he would do, as far back as at least 1982 is the oldest case I could find, and the victim was 11. But she did get $5,000.
Yes.
Which is mentally like, oh, did I agree to this because I took the money? Because she had just finished 6th grade.
Isn't that sick?
Or in Canada, they say my grade 6 or whatever. 11 years old.
You're muted, Johnny. You got to unmute yourself.
He hired a man named Raymond Poulet, or Raymond Poulet, we'll just say, French Canadian who was, can I say the P word? He was a distributor.
PDF. We say a PDF. PDF file, like a PDF file.
He was an imp, you know, like he was, and he didn't have Andre. He had what he had, and so that went on for a while. Almost always in pairs. He'd always have two girls, and he had a series of hotels, and the hotels thought, okay, rich guy with some prostitutes. None of our business, whatever. When the girls were in their 20s or whatever. But as it progressed, Miller had a bit of a wee-wee problem. He also had a latex allergy. So he would do these things without protection. And he kept...
Pig.
Well, I guess he didn't have a wee-wee problem. He had a problem with his mind because people of age didn't do it for him. He wanted... very young, very innocent. And so what he did was his partner in crime, Ramon, would go get these girls. He found a runaway that was 16, 16, almost 17, and flipped her to become a recruiter.
Yeah.
And then that girl would bring other
is so
girls
mean.
from high school to
Ew.
Ramon. And Ramon would bring them to the hotels. One of them was the Queen Elizabeth Hotel. Another one was called the Intercontinental Hotel, which seemed to be his favorite because he'd always get the same suite, room 2520 on the 25th floor, so the top floor. He had a custom bathtub made. A giant tub, you know, for 3 people could fit, or 2 little kids and a man could get in there. And he said, you know, it's for my back or was something. And so they thought, this is weird. The guy's making a large tub, but he paid for it. So they put that tub in that room. And he would always rent that suite. It was not a room. It was like a nice, you know, like the penthouse. It's still there. You can look at it. You can see the tub. They've changed the tiling, but that's tub's tub. Yeah, there he is. Charges involving victims under 14. Yeah, they were under 12. At least one of them was.
Like, that's why aren't the media
That's
saying
my
that?
daughter's
wine and dine
age.
the
She's
girl.
fucking 11. Like, in 6th grade. Like, what the fuck?
I know it's hard to imagine, but
after his after the Intercontinental got wise, and after that lady started questioning, he started doing that in his house. So
well, he's gonna go out and tell it. Don't pre-tell it.
Yeah. Sorry,
don't pre-tell.
tell it.
It's okay. Otherwise, you're gonna double listen. Sorry,
Always give them like a filet mignon and maybe a little champagne, and not get them drunk, but they just foods and drinks they'd never had. And then he would bring them to Robert, who would go. He would pose as an American named Bob Adams. Now, Bob and Robert is sort of his name, but Adams is not his last name. Miller is his last name. And he's not from America. He's from Quebec. So he would pretend to be, most of them just knew him as Bob. So a lot of these girls, what are you going to do? Bob did this to me? And they don't know who he is. They don't know where he works. They don't know. They just know he had really white teeth. He was older and he was into little kids. And what he would do is he would get the girls in there. He'd play one off the other. Oh, you're so smart and pretty, blah, blah, blah. More than the other girls, like they care. And some of them would take the bait and some would not. And he was, why don't you go take a bath? They would get in the bathtub and start taking a bath. And then he would show up and bathe with them. Play hide the finger, that kind of thing. And really, really bathe these girls. He even had tests for them to take. And when he was ready, he'd take them to the bedroom, and you know what happened after that. But they were usually paid $1,000. The first one got $5, but the standard was, here's $1,000. And he might stick with the same girl for maybe a year, but he would rotate them, and he would have pairs. And he would also do the same thing that Jeffrey did, where he would try to get some of the girls to recruit other girls. So go to your school, tell them they can make money, da 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 da. Well, the head of security for the Intercontinental Hotel, who knew about the F tub, with the bathtub where it was going on, that already was a red flag. Why do you have this special bathtub? And some of the hotel employees and security were saying he keeps having these young visitors. They're all girls and they don't seem like family, or because there's too many of them, and they keep getting younger and younger. And it's not, they're always a little like dark hair, beautiful, young, thin. He had a type, and almost always two. And they would go to Raymond's room, and Raymond would bring them there. Then they would be with Miller, and then he would send them on their way. But they couldn't really do anything about it. And a woman named Donna Lupret was the head of security for the International Hotel where he had the tub. And she just kept hoping that one of these girls would cry out for help, or they'd hear screaming from the room or some pretext so they could go in there and see what he was doing. But legally, if you have people at your room, no matter how old they are, whatever, they couldn't do anything. Like, they can't just run into your room. They can suspect. It's a lot of very strong circumstantial evidence of what was going on. So she hired a PI, a private investigator, and this man his name was John Westlake. He had a partner named Andre.
F it up for the guys, right?
Westlake was a cop for 3 years, and he became a PI. And when he first met with her, they did it in Vermont. I'm sorry, not Donna yet. The ex-wife of Miller hires him first. Donna will do this later, but he meets Miller's ex-wife, and she had found some tapes, because you remember the 1980s and 90s, some tapes of very disturbing things, and wanted to know what was going on. So the PI found the same hotel and will end up talking to Donna and working for her too. But then Robert's security clashed with the PIs, saw them doing their stakeouts, and they saw at different properties, because he would use houses and hotels. He'd owned the houses. At least 19 women, almost always in pairs, except for one, in just a matter of 4 weeks, visiting this guy, and more than one time for these. So all these different visits and all these different girls, little girls too, like curly-haired 14-year-old freshmen and stuff. And they had the same issue. Well, a girl has to come forward and say what he did, or tell the hotel staff what happened, because he's paid them so well. And this wasn't about blackmail or threats. This is just a dude with a fetish. He'd give them money, and so a lot of these girls were in desperate situations, and they would just take it and go. Some of the cab drivers were getting suspicious, so that's why he had Poulet and his own security start delivering the girls. Now, what he did was he ends up hiring people for Future Electronics as vice president of this or that, or some made up title.
Yeah.
So that they were salaried, but their real job was in this ring for delivering people. And the way he did the salary was clever too, because he doesn't seem to have a bank account. He has a bank account in someone else's name that the payroll goes through, and he has a bunch of LLCs that are all just in the names of different lawyers and things that work for him. He kept himself very secluded, very few pictures of the guy. We have them, but he always had a very distant. The hotels knew who he was, but they knew him as Bob Adams. They didn't know him as Robert Miller. Then Donna steps in, and the PIs are looking at this, and they kind of get harassed by the security forces of Miller. And this is where he messed up, because Miller also hired former cops, and they went to the private investigators, meet for dinner somewhere or lunch, I don't remember, and they sit him down. They're like, look, we don't like you looking at this guy. He's very private. What are you doing? Why don't you piss off? That went back and forth a little while. And then they meet again. And the former cop's name is Stephen Roberts, and the other guy's name is Terry Corcoran. And they finally offered the PIs a bribe. They're like, hey, $300,000, give us everything you have and F off. And it was at that point that they broke the law. So they didn't have any victims coming forward or anything, but they just received a bribe, an attempted bribe, $300,000, if they just would piss off. Now that they could take to the police. So they did. And this is this really sad part. This had been going on. It finally happens. 2008, they go to the cops. Hey, these guys offered us $300,000 to stop looking at this guy who's got all these kids going in and out of the hotel. So the police can do an official investigation. What ends up happening?
Thank you. We'll take a pause first. It's almost over. But wait till you hear what he gives these girls. It's what he gives them that makes me just so upset.
Well, at this point, Miller does get some heat from the cops, so he moves to private houses. He gets away from the hotels. They stake out the hotel. He doesn't go to the hotel. He has homes. One of whom, the house he bought, was from Charles Bronfman.
It's so gross.
No. You can't make this
up.
Well,
they're both Jewish. They're both friends.
Charles
They're in the
Bronfman
community.
on
They're
that
both
map.
rich. Come on.
He's the head of the Congress. His brother, his family, the Bronfman family, is deeply tied to Wexner and to Keith Raniere, the NXIVM cult. Two of the Bronfmans went to prison as recruiters for that cult. And they were heavily in with Ehud Barak and the Israelis. And it's a long story. If you've heard us on other shows talk about Jeffrey, you should know about the Bronfmans. They're their own, or the show on John McCain. That's also the Bronfmans with the Schotensteins and another ring over there, and with Wexner. And then, wow, he sells a house to Miller. And that's just, not a clear bridge, but they all know each other. It seems like the wealthiest Canadians. So it's out of Bronfman's house. He's got a base of operation. Exactly. He buys these other smaller houses, just $1 million here or there. And he brings the girls in. And this is so Canadian what he did. In one of the homes, he's got a basement that he just filled with things teenagers might like.
Oh, it's so sick.
CDs, because this is the 90s. They didn't have MP3s or anything. Yeah, you used to have to buy a CD. You just have walls of CDs, clothing, jewelry, but not like Chanel and stuff, just like Victoria's Secret. Lingerie and clothing and music and just stuff young girls might like. And he would give them a hockey bag. That's sorry, Canada, but come on. And you got one hockey bag that you fill up as tight as you can, and that's yours. So as many gifts as you can put in a hockey bag is yours for the day. And you would get an envelope with $1,000, set 500 to 1,000, depending on your performance. Gross. And then it was very similar. You go upstairs, you had a bathtub, super obsessed. You had to bathe, you had to shave, where he liked them smooth and whatever.
So creepy.
Hey, if that's Gingy, that's cool. But like the reason he wanted it that way was it looks too young to have grown, is it different? It's not, whatever. He would have them bathe and shave, and then he did a similar thing I already explained. And then he would kind of come in his bathrobe and wash them, and they would wash him, and then they go to the bedroom 2 at a time. And grape. Now, the age of consent is very low in Canada between people of the same age. So like a 15-year-old and a 15-year-old are allowed to do it. But there is statutory laws. And if you receive money for the act, any minor that's given money, that's SA. And he was paying them, and he was gifting them apparently a hockey bag full of goodies, whatever that is. And the girls it's the hockey bag of shame. They're walking out in the snow. They don't look like a hockey player, but they got a big full hockey bag of whatever, and they take it. And I guess the psychological trick there is like, well, look, you took the stuff, so you agreed to this. But the other thing is this: if I didn't take the stuff, then that happened to me, and I didn't even benefit, and that was even worse. It's a gross grooming trick. So they became the hockey bag girls. And
exactly,
if they did the bath and then they left, they didn't want to do it or whatever, then they got less money, and they wouldn't be asked to come back. And some of these girls developed addictions and things, as you would, because you got some old man doing that, and that's going to be living in your head, and you only got $1,000, which is really going to disappear quickly, and you can't really spend it on what you want because your family's going to say, "How'd you get that?
Oh shit!
Where'd you get those? What do you come in with your hockey bag full of stuff? Would you rob a store?" So this went on and on. And Robert Stevens and Terry were both vice presidents at Future Electronics.
That's the
now,
craziest
they weren't actually
part. They didn't actually
the
work
business side
there.
of that. They run security or whatever, but they had that kind of salary over, who's actually doing the.
What's up, guys? I want to tell you about my hat real quick. See this hat?
It's probably fine.
Says the tallow truth.
Yeah, I think that's it.
It's okay,
tallow truth is my.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen is, so we've seen him now. We've heard the dirty details of how sick this fucking guy is, and we now know that the police and the FBI have raided his home in 1999. Yep. Okay, and you didn't find anything weird. He turned into a weirdo. What, a year later? That didn't fucking happen, because these girls are saying it happened in the 80s too. So what? They looked over it and they just decided nothing. Come on. And now they're going to charge him when he's 80. Well, he's 81 now, so they charged him when he was 80. He is never, ever, ever he's not going to jail. And there is some speculation. I don't know if anybody knows. I mean, I doubt anybody who knows the guy is watching, but if anybody does, I mean, it would be interesting, because some people are speculating that maybe he's already been Epstein and everybody's just trying to get his finances and everything in order so that there could be a clean exchange of funds when they announce it. But, and to stop this class action suit, obviously, that's not going to be in his kids' best interests financially for this class action suit. Yep. But he does have, the only thing that's kind of cool about it is he has that obsession with cryonics. So am I saying it right? Am I saying it right? I feel like I'm not.
Yeah. Cryogenics?
Yeah, cryogenics, but yes, thank you. I wrote it down very fucked up. It literally says it's cryonic. Anyways, he wants to be frozen. And it does say that if he, let's just say hypothetically, they freeze his ass and then they find a cure for Parkinson's and how to make you live to 200, he can actually be sued. He can face the charges and face a suit down the road.
When he gets woken up from his cryogenic sleep.
Yes, which would be hilarious. Your great-great-grandkids are like, "Hey, fucker, time to pay the piper." I mean, I feel like that is actually the most realistic way this guy will ever be held to account, because Canadian authorities do not give a fuck, and they've made it very clear. And this is what I'm thinking, with the whole JF thing. I understand that Quebec is actually in a dire need for police officers right now. They don't have enough, and they're trying to keep that out of the public, but that doesn't matter. You've got to hold these people to account. Can't be having people murdering and molesting.
Well, especially heinous crimes like this.
Yes.
Right?
Outrageous.
It's the thing about this story that I find so weird is that the RCMP and the FBI went in and raided everything. They got everything. And then not shortly after, all charges were dropped, and it just got buried, or it was just like, oh, nothing to see here. We didn't find anything. Haha. And then all that got dropped.
What I don't understand is, okay, so what about all of his charges, right? I'm looking at all his charges. I wrote them all down. All of his charges, I'm not seeing anything about producing child porn or child sexual exploitation material. I'm not saying it says procuring, but it doesn't say producing. And it doesn't say what's the other one when you hold it, when you have it. Possession. There's not possession. If his wife found the fucking videos, he was in possession. Why is there no charges for this? Why? Because those ones you don't need witnesses for, really. I mean, you just got the evidence. It really upsets me.
Yeah. So
it's gross. So if you guys are in Quebec, I don't know. I just think we need to start demanding some more stricter laws. At a certain point, legal systems.
We don't even.
It is. They are co-opted.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
We don't.
Think about
we don't need additional legislation. We don't need stricter laws. We need the laws to actually be enacted upon, and the investigations to be completed, and for people to be brought to justice that do these horrible, horrible, sick things, especially to 11 and 12-year-old little girls.
Yeah. You've got,
right?
Okay, so think about all of your crown prosecutors and wherever you are, everybody's prosecuting office in Alberta. Think about how many hours they spent on Coots. How many fucking resources, financial resources, that crown prosecution spent on that. Millions. We're talking millions of dollars, hours and hours and hours. How many kids' cases got pushed aside because you're focusing on, like, oh, I'm going to show the people you can't fucking protest. This stuff has to change, and I don't think it changes. I mean, I know that I sound like real idealistic, but I mean, if we started contacting and harassing the prosecutor's office and shaming them when they're prosecuting dumb cases like protest cases or whatever that don't, I'm sorry, but if you don't have time to prosecute this child molester, then you know what? You don't have time to prosecute the protester. You just don't.
Look at the big court cases that just went through, was it this week, with Tamara Leach and oh my gosh, Chris Barber and all of them. Like, how many millions of dollars and how much court time for mischief? For
a lot, but it's because they don't care. And I was like looking at it, and a lot of our female sexual predators, they're getting released on bail immediately. So are the males too, but a lot of the females are released immediately. Very low sentences, like shockingly low.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are these judges doing? But I'm like, wait a second, the judges need to be looked into too, because if you're determining a sentence and you're being lenient as fuck when somebody has done that to a child. For you to be in a place where you're like, 3 months is okay, when you know that it's definitely not, it's not okay. Like, it's just not. There's something wrong with those judges. I honestly believe it. I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah, it is. It's all over the West. It's nuts. It makes me crazy. And I wish we could, because we do want to protect our kids. I want to protect everybody's kids. But the system sure is fucking making it hard, aren't they?
Down with the system.
Yeah, well, that's fine. It's fine. I think we should just beat the shit out of pedophiles then. And then, you know what? The prosecution's office? No, seriously, I think they should. You know what? You hear somebody gets charged and you know there's evidence, go beat the shit out of them. They'll get arrested. You'll have a bigger fucking time. You'll have longer time in jail. You'll also like the amount of court and stuff, you know what I mean? The amount of attention they're going to put on you to, like, I don't know, send a message, because it's all about sending a message, but they're never sending it to the right fucking people. Tired of it. Tired of the diddlers. What are you looking at, Polly?
Oh, I'm just looking up. I can never remember his name, but the father of the year that took out his son's chat helped me. I can never remember his name. But that took out
son or the daughter. There's one.
No, in the airport, he shoots him with a handgun. One bullet, one shot. Right as the police are escorting the molester out. He was his karate instructor and was molesting his son.
Yes. What was his jail sentence for shooting him? Did he get life in prison?
No, I think he was being shuttled to go to court or to appear.
No, but the shooter, what did the dad get?
The dad, I don't believe the dad got anything.
He didn't get to go to jail?
There's one Texas case where the father walked in on a very bad dude doing very bad things to his daughter, and he literally beat the life out of him with his fists. He was exonerated and let go free because it was understandable that that's how a father would behave if he walked in on someone doing that to his child. And I'm like, absolutely. That's best father in the world.
Yeah, well, it should happen. We don't hear about it here in Canada. We don't hear about it. We heard about that one pervert in Hamilton. What was his name? The Hamilton, I don't know, whatever. The creep in Hamilton who had all those files, but the police had got it. The warrant was out of bounds where they found the laptop. It had 5,000 images.
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton is a hacker. I want to say hacker, but it's not. Hamilton something. Anyways, this guy, a lot of people knew who he was. And once he was identified as having these 5,000 images that were not, they were all independent images. Like they were not being shared. Like they were they were independent.
Yeah.
I had these 5,000 images. Nobody beat the shit out of him. I don't understand that. These dudes knew where he was. I don't get it.
And this guy, Jason Vukovic, the guy up in Alaska,
I love him in court.
Going around just murdering PDF files.
Yeah, but he handles it. Yeah, but he's so good about it. And I like him in court too. He's like, no, I'm not sorry. And no, I will continue.
Yeah, him in court is hilarious, high-fiving his brother and stuff.
Yeah, it's great. I'm sorry, but at some point, if the system isn't going to protect our kids, I think we need to. And I don't think that in Minecraft, Holly. I think that in real life.
Good, strong men.
Yes.
Good, strong, moral men is what we need.
You need to start sending the message that society's saying, no, it's not okay, you fucking weirdos. And no, you're not going to pay me $500,000 just to look the other way. Who's that one? Which one's he?
Gary Plauche.
Who's
Gary
that?
Plauche. That's the dad.
Is he?
That,
okay, that's his name.
Yeah. Here.
Plau. Holly, you do look like a Fed. It's actually uncomfortable at this point. So we're going to need you never to wear that again, okay?
I'm trying to look professional. If I put the glasses on.
Thank you. I know sometimes we get a little too going. And Holly's not really a Fed if you're just catching in now. Yeah, sometimes I get a little bit too much. I know I do. And I know I get a little too angry about it. But I can't help it. And I get I don't understand. I don't even need to understand the predators. I don't understand society's reaction to it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you piss off a middle-aged wine ant.
Fuckers.
We love you.
Wine anties. We do. Thank God we don't drink during our stream. Could you imagine what a shit show it would be?
Oh, do you remember the one? Actually, there was a couple the Fuck It Friday streams.
Yeah, I did think I did a gummy on one of them.
You did a gummy on one of them, and it was hilarious, and we had lots of fun. And I think I had a couple ciders.
See, those ones, okay, yeah, fine, I could do that, but I can't drink. I get way too mouthy. But we should do. Should we end it now? Like we've done pretty good.
Yep. So we went through Miller of how disgusting is. We did the update on our buddy there, and of course justice for Elora. And we're still looking. We're not going to stop until we find her. Elora.
And join the Facebook group for finding Elora if you can. I'll find it right now, really quick before you hang up, Polly.
Yes, and I know the casino guys laughed at our Facebook group, but in all honesty, there's
it wasn't
a lot
our
of other
Facebook group. Someone else did it.
No, it's another one. But there's a lot of nosy true crime love and wine ants out there that have a lot of time on their hands and like to dig into shit. So
yes, it's good.
And we all know that Rocky's not a PI. She's a PI in training.
I do have my training. Yeah, thank you.
Let's have her training. She's not licensed. You're not going to find her on any registry or some dumb shit like that.
One day you might. That's the goal, obviously.
Monday.
It's opening up here really quick. I'm just not Monday. One day, yeah. What? It's opening up, for fuck's sakes. It's making me check and log in. One sec, guys. This is annoying. Holy.
Oh, thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. And everybody who's new here from the casino, we really do appreciate you hanging out with us. And hopefully you had fun and you got to meet Rocky's boyfriend. And we talked about a big, long, smooth shaft.
All right, I can't get Facebook to log in, but it's the Elora Patoni. How do you say it?
Patuan.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably get that really quick. Yeah, so there is a Facebook group. I mean, it's not that active, but it would be great if people joined and shared it. Just because she deserves it. We do need answers for her kids, if nothing else. And it would be great also if he did hurt her, which seems likely. It would be great if he was held to account, I think. But no, sorry, I'm just putting the banner up.
Just waiting for you.
Second, Jesus, like second coming of Christ. All right, there we go. Did that work?
Oh, and speaking of that, for those who celebrate, it's Easter this weekend. Good Friday. Yeah, Good Friday this weekend for those our Christian friends who celebrate, and Easter Sunday.
Yeah, happy gobbles.
Happy what?
Gobbles.
Oh, happy travels.
No, gobbles. Like gobble.
And those who search for chocolate Easter eggs, I hope you find a lot of delicious eggs.
And if you don't, I hope you find some great sex this weekend. So yeah, that's how you spell her name. Join the Facebook group. And Holly, do you want to click it? We love you. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
And don't forget to check out Alex Stein's show tomorrow or next Wednesday.
Wednesday. All right, kids.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next time on the back here. See you next time. C-U-N-T. See you next time.
What'd you